Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Ready to do this, New Orleans? Already Wednesday. Already a midweek program. Wide open Wednesday coming your way. We got a good one lined up for you. Thanks for joining us on radio, on television, on YouTube. We're live on X right now, Twitter. At Corey Johnson. Follow us on Twitter. Click to subscribe to us on YouTube. Doesn't cost a thing. Does not cost a thing. What are you all frustrated about over there, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X?
No, I'm sorry. Nothing related to the show. But
wow. Okay, that's interesting, but you're on the clock.
Yeah. Kevin Looney injured for the Pelicans. He'll be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. No, that is a thigh thumper.
New player that was never injured on his old team comes here, magically injured. Awesome.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's all right. Got a good one lined up for you. Green Wave fans, Tulane Green Wave football fans. I love getting this winner on the program. Positive attitude. It's contagious. Jon Sumrall is going to join us. The Tulane Green Wave head football coach. Head coach of the 32nd ranked Wave. 32nd in both polls, college and AP. College coaches poll and the AP poll. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. I can get a little ahead of myself because I'm, on the radio doing a talk show, like not a fan per se right now. And just sort of, even if I am a fan right now, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Not doing some like sports talk show.
Nah.
Tulane's 5-1. They take care of Army this week. They go to San Antonio and take care of Texas San Antonio next week. They're 32nd ranked. They'll move up a little. They'll be like 31, 32, 29 after this week. If they win, they beat Texas San Antonio, they'll be a top 25 team at 7-1. And they'll be going to maybe 8-0 Memphis. And it'll be a nationally televised game. It could be like 24th ranked Tulane, 16th ranked Memphis, like top 25 prime time nationally televised game. So a lot at stake for the Wave. That's what's great when you have, a really good team with lots of expectations. It's beyond conference championships. It's, that's one of the things. It's trying to make the conference championship game, trying to make the college football playoff. Got to take care of Memphis, but got to take care of Army first. First things first. 11 a.m. kickoff Saturday morning, 11 a.m. at Yeoman Stadium in Uptown. Hoping for some good weather. Let's see what the old forecast says. I know earlier in the week we're supposed to have a rainy weekend. Yeah, Saturday looks fine, no rain, and Sunday just looks like a much smaller chance. Yeah, it's when it's Monday and they're telling you what's going to happen 5 days out. It may or may not happen. Saturday looks good, 71 to 84. I mean, it's going to be like mid-70s at kickoff at 11 a.m. and creep up to about 80. It's going to be sunny, maybe partly cloudy, just a great New Orleans day at Yeoman. I'm going to be there Saturday morning. Get over there. Check out the Wave and Army. I'm sure Tulane will do something to toss a bone to Army. I don't mean in the game, but paint a, end zone camouflage or put a sticker on their helmet. Some tribute to Army and our armed forces. Jon Sumrall joins us in about 10 minutes, Green Wave fans. Spread the word. Check it out right here on X. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on the radio. Check it out on TV. If you go to CoreyTalks.com, it has all the info where you can check it out. CoreyTalks.com. Wide open Wednesday. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno. NewDirection.com. I think it's NewDirectionNOLA.com, actually. NewDirectionNOLA.com. She has named 4 co-chairs of her transition team. Cedric Richmond, former congressman. Desiree Charbonnet, former judge. Ryan Berger, real estate investor. Emily Arata, been on different boards and commissions in the city, was with Mitch Landrieu's administration. I think it's New Direction NOLA. Check that out, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. I think it's NewDirectionNOLA.com. I just want to make sure so I don't throw the folks in the wrong direction. That's it? New Direction NOLA?
Yep, that's right.
Cool.
.com.
For our future, Mario Brothers. You see that? For our future, the website says.
For our future.
Yep. Everybody's included. It's repeating it. For our future. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. We'll talk about that. Coming up in the 5 o'clock power hour. You want to stick around for this. Around 5:20, Councilman Oliver Thomas, former mayoral candidate Oliver Thomas, live on the show. I mean, number one topic's going to be Saturday night, and I think kind of like an emotional meltdown. A lot of divisive talk. Sunday coming back strong. Old Oliver Thomas, like, kumbaya, everybody together. Tuesday morning, yesterday morning on WBOK, comfortable place. The Black AM station, kind of a Saturday night meltdown again. I'll ask him the tough questions. I'll throw out exactly this scenario to him in an hour and 10 minutes. 5:20, 5 o'clock power hour. Oliver Thomas live. Yeah, yesterday I couldn't get them verified by 6 o'clock. And I said, 90% chance. I'm driving home, Mario Brothers. I'm going, why'd I say 90% chance? Like, they could have a conflict of interest. They whatever. Anything could happen where that was a little strong. I was like, should have said more like 75% chance.
Yeah.
Even so, they both came through.
Oh, yeah.
So Jon Sumrall in about 7 minutes and Oliver Thomas in about an hour and 7 minutes. Ian McNulty, Times-Picayune, does a really good job. Been doing it for 20 years in a tough, critical market. We all think we can cook. We all think we're chefs. We all think what the best restaurants are. Came up with his top 30 restaurants, 30 best New Orleans restaurants. I came up with I could come up with 30, but I came up with like a good 20. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 of his 30 are on there. Some of his 30, I just thought were a little like they're great New Orleans restaurants. I guess they are top 30. I shouldn't say anything because some of mine are the same thing. Old school, like he's got like Galatoire's, Restaurant August, Emerald's, Brennan's. And I've got Bayona, Irene's Cuisine, Lilette, Gabrielle, things like that. So I guess it's all the same. Anyway, some that we fully agreed on that are Brightson's, Clancy's, Le Petit Grocery, GW Finn's, Pesh, Station 6, Commander's Palace. I'd even say like Little Dizzy's, all different categories. All different categories. Probably Mandina's. We agree on that. And then he's got a lot of newbies that, I don't know, like, I don't know how, like he has Dr. Jones on there. I don't know if you've ever been to that place on Vets by the Popeyes, like in between like Bonneville and the Parish line. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seat many people. It was just serving lunch a few days. Now I think it serves lunch and dinner. They could serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just don't see how that restaurant financially makes it. Like number of seats, price points on the menu equal, not going to make it. Coupled with, I don't know, I went to Dr. Jones. I mean, I shouldn't say negative stuff. They're a restaurant trying to make it in the city, and everybody I've talked to likes it. My buddy likes it. He'll probably be going back. I didn't think anything. I went to Dr. Jones. I just wasn't blown away with it. Anyway, he's got a lot of newbies. Akamaya, Safranola, Yakuza, Mamu, N7, Porgies, and then sort of pseudo Nanu, I should say Nanu. Compare Lapin, Coquette, Jewel of the South, Palm and Pine, Tana on Metairie Road. Yeah, I've got the kind of, Bayona, Irene's, Gallagher's 527, Katie's, Lilette, Doris Metropolitan, Patois, Gabrielle, Trey Yen. And then I got one that you're going to be like, I posted on Twitter and I was like, I know, blasphemy. Houston's on St. Charles Avenue would be a top 30 New Orleans restaurant for me. It's expensive. Some would say overpriced. I could go to Commander's. You could. The Allen Brothers Prime Filet, a purveyor out of Chicago. If you like a filet, it's probably the best filet in the city of New Orleans. They have a Allen Brothers Prime ribeye that's really good. The ribs are really good. I mean, the spinach dip thing they kind of invented. It's really good. The artichokes, the grilled artichokes are really good. The Caesar salad is really good. The dip sandwich, really good. I don't think there's anything mediocre or bad on the menu. So no, Houston's is blasphemy. Tom Fitzmaurice, the old food critic, would just be like, it's a chain. You can't count that. You can't. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a human being and I eat, and Houston's is damn good. And I don't know. I don't know how else to judge it. I can't just say it's in the TGI Friday category, because I guess it is, because it's like fast casual or something. I don't know what you'd call it. I just call it damn good. And I don't know, when you get the bill, I don't think you'll think it's in the TGI Friday. I wish there were 3 entrees and 2 sides for $20, at Houston's. I wish they had that. Jon Sumrall, Tulane head football coach, is going to join us in about 3 minutes, New Orleans. Stick around. Oliver Thomas In the 5 o'clock power hour, we got a blockbuster going on until 6 p.m.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. A culture of innovation at Latrim. They're in Elmwood. Got about 1,400 employees over there. So you East Bankers, West Bankers, they're literally under the UEP Long Bridge in Elmwood on about 100 acres in the Elmwood Industrial District. Literally a 100-acre campus for Latrim. 1,400 employees. They have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings in Elmwood. You North Shore folks, dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings at their I-12 facility on the North Shore. You don't have to come across the lake. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Latrim spelled Latrim, L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Wednesday afternoon, wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you all the way till 6. Oliver Thomas is going to join us. Talk about that Saturday night kind of emotional meltdown after losing the mayor's race. He'll join us at 5:20. We'll discuss that. Right now, we're heading to Uptown, Ben Weiner Drive, right off Claiborne's. Jon Sumrall, Tulane head football coach, joins us. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I was about to say famed New Orleans photographer. His specialties, Audubon Park. It's Jon Sumrall.
Yeah, I'm an Audubon expert. I run through there 5:30 most mornings. Got the regulars I see at the early morning 0 dark 30 hour, and occasionally I like to snap a picture. And then every now and then I might get a chance to walk through there during lunch, but the morning is my regular time to frequent the park.
I'm wondering if that was a hell of a coincidence or someone at Audubon put some green bulbs on that fountain. That looked like a Tulane fountain to me.
Yeah, you know what? The entrance columns have been green the last couple of weeks too. I don't know what I'm okay with it. I like it. I've actually taken pictures of the columns a couple of times and not put it out on social, but yeah, the entrance has been lit up green in the mornings the last few weeks. I think it's a cool touch for sure.
Yeah, I think it might have something to do with the Tulane head football coach. Hey, John, record-wise at 5-1, pretty much where you want to be, I'm guessing, but team performance overall still lacking a little bit. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I just don't know that we've played our best yet. You know, I mean, 5-1 is a fine place to be, especially given our non-conference slate, playing 3 Power 4 teams and another G5 team with no FCS games. I think a lot of people would be content and pleased with 5-1. And I'm not mad at it. I want to win every game we play. Didn't play very good football at Ole Miss at all, but in our loss. But you know, there's been some times where you watch us play and you're like, man, this team could be really good. And then there's some things we do that you're like, man, we're not playing maybe as clean as we need to maximize or capitalize on some situations and reach our full potential. And so still a long way to go, this group. A lot of growth still out there. I think that's part of the world you live in now when you got so many new players. We have 60 new players in this roster. It's over half the team is brand new. And so we've got 5 returning starters. And so nobody cares about that 6 games into the season. But I do think it's unique because a lot of these guys are kind of, I think, just now figuring out the details of how you want things done. And I think some of that's reflected in our passing game. I think we threw the ball a lot better last week. We didn't finish drives in the red zone like we need to. And the issues that are coming up, it's not the same guy over and over. You know, it'd be easy if it's one guy making the mistake every time. It's a different guy kind of raising their hand going, hey, I messed up on that play, or I messed up on the next play, or whoever, different guy. And so we just got to, across the board, be more detailed and more consistent in our performance.
You win last Thursday night, but afterwards, you know, on the post game, you were a little ticked off.
Well, yeah, look, winning's awesome. I'm never going to apologize for winning, and winning is hard. Like, you have to celebrate. There's a lot of people in college football that love to be 5-1 right now.
Yep.
We're going to celebrate winning. It's my job to speak the truth to our team too. And, you know, when I see an issue, I'm going to call out an issue. And I love our guys. I care about our guys. And people that love you and care about you, they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so, you know, I have to make sure that we're maximizing who we become and keep the standard high in our organization, and call out maybe inconsistencies or maybe where we're not meeting the standard. And as soon as you get complacent and you allow things to slide and you're not pushing the envelope to pursuing your best, that's when you're going to become mediocre. And I don't want to be mediocre ever.
Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall's with us. Coach, you mentioned it, only 5 returning starters, lots of new faces, takes time, coupled with the things that you guys maybe aren't doing right, very fixable, right?
Very fixable. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had 2 chop blocks last week on the same guy, just didn't get it executed the right way, got to clean it up, and we'll get there. And then 2 holdings on touchdowns that got called back that would have changed the complexion of the game. Just self-inflicted things. We talk a lot in our organization about the wave don't beat the wave. Well, we beat ourselves at times. You know, last week I felt offensively in the first half, The only thing that stopped Tulane was Tulane. You know, we were moving the ball up and down the field, getting the red zone, but having to kick it field goals because we were self-inflicting. But all of it's correctable, you know, and if you have the right mindset, there's two types of people in life. There's people that have a growth mindset, and there's people that have a fixed mindset. And if you're a fixed mindset person, you're going to make the same mistakes forever because you don't think you can change things. If you're a growth mindset person, you want to hear, hey, how can I improve in that area? And then you embrace the things it takes to improve. And so we can improve. Our guys are working hard at improving. What's fun and exciting is, you know, we're 5-1 and 2-0 in the conference, and I still think we have a lot more improving left to do.
Yep. No, agreed. Hey, a few times this year, Coach, you guys have essentially have had teams, you know, put away, but you let them come back into the game late. What causes that, and how do you eliminate that? And did you just kind of answer it with what you were just talking about the team in general?
Yeah, you know, maybe a game that kind of comes to mind, the biggest one, Duke, we grew up 24-3, and the Final Four is 34-27. You know, you have to recognize the other teams got good players too.
Yeah,
you know, they got scholarships, and teams like Duke got a lot more NIL and rev share money than we got. You know, and so they're going to make plays. What you can't be okay with is giving them anything. You got to make them beat you. And so where I get most frustrated is when maybe we don't play to our standard or play at a high level or execute at a high level. When another team makes a play, I don't get upset because you know what? Everybody we play's got good players.
Yep.
And they're going to make a play here and there. And so that doesn't bother me. And sometimes the ebbs and flows of games, you know, you go on a run, and the other team may get some momentum, and they may go on a run. You got to kind of respond. The thing I have liked in this team is the response to adversity has been really good. You know, we early in the year get down at South Alabama and climb back up and win the game. And then, you know, Duke play really good early and kind of find a way to hold on. Then go play Ole Miss, don't play very good. Well, then go on the road and get a win at Tulsa. And then last week, East Carolina, get up 12-0 when it should have been probably 28-0. And then you look up in the third quarter, and you look up going to the fourth quarter, and it's 16-12.
Yep.
And you're like, hang on, how did that happen? And there was no woe is me attitude on our sideline when we had squandered the lead. There was really an attitude of, hey, keep showing up. We're going to respond. Everything's fine. Like, we got a lot of football left to play. We got a fourth quarter here. Let's go attack the fourth quarter. Win the fourth quarter. We'll win the game.
Hey, Coach, you got a lot of local fans jumping on the bandwagon. You know, you'll take any fans you can get. If you were talking to someone new that was just checking out Tulane, which players should they be looking out for? And which players do you feel are NFL caliber talent that will be playing on Sundays in the future?
Yeah, I think we got several. You know, it's hard to know for sure who has an opportunity in the NFL because those scouts evaluate things that maybe sometimes are, you know, size, strength, speed, measurable, tangible things more than I look at who's the best players. A lot of times the height, weight, and speed matter, but who makes plays matters even more. But I think you look at, you know, a guy like Santana Hopper on our D-line, really disruptive. Cam Hamilton on our D-line, I think, has got a future in the game. Shadre Hurst at left guard. You know, Derek Rain maybe at left tackle. There's a lot of guys. I think, you know, Sam Howard, I think, is a really culture alpha leader and inside linebacker. He's probably one of the best I've been around. I've told every NFL scout that asked me about him, I say, hey, look, he's going to make everybody in your building better. You know why? You know how I know that? Because he makes me better every day. He just walks in the building and the environment gets better because he's there. And
wow.
So we have a lot of guys I think that can play past college, but it's hard to know who the NFL at times sees because their evaluation process, there's certain things they're looking for, whether it be height, weight, speed, that maybe all of our guys don't always match, but some do.
Hey, is the new NIL in-house model working?
Yeah, it's going good. You know, being able to have Kelly Camarda here on the football staff really handling things for me has been the biggest component. I mean, Kelly, without Kelly, I'd have to be an accountant and a football coach. And so Kelly does a lot of the things that make my job easier. There's still a lot of room for growth in all areas of our program, that included. We got a long way to go. We're not at the full cap. We're not paying the full number. I'd love to get there. We got a lot of growth still needed there. If we have really big goals and aspirations long term here, that we still have to grow in that area. And there's work in progress to try to get that done. But I do really, I'm very grateful that I have Kelly with us, because without Kelly, I think our operation would not flow as well.
And the goal is to hit the cap, to spend the money.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to be able to be at the maximum that you're allowed to do. I mean, that'd be ideal for sure.
Hey, do you have a date, Coach, on the indoor bubble practice field completion?
You know what? I don't. Our facilities people do. I've been told, I think December, January. Look, that's a project that I got a lot of problems that are keeping me up at night about how we can play better. When that thing's done, is not one of the problems I'm worried about.
Hey,
if we got to, we'll go park in a park. We'll go practice in a parking lot. I don't care.
I hear that. Hey, your agent getting calls, inquiries?
Yeah, I don't really know. I talked to him at the end of the year about all that stuff. I'm in a space right now where I'm so focused. I'm such a micro person, like on how I view things. I'm just very in the moment. I know there's been some movement. Like I saw Coach Franklin at Penn State. I'm not a huge fan of the in-season stuff. I mean, I'd like for everybody to coach their team, finish the season, and then and players alike, play on your team, finish the season, and then you look up at the end of the year and make sure everything's good where you are and keep working. So not a whole lot going on for me on that end right now. I'm really solely focused on Tulane football, getting ready for Army.
Yeah, Army, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. at Yeoman. I don't know much about Army, Coach, but the little bit I do know, they're kind of old school. They run the football, they play defense. If they throw the football 10 times Saturday morning, it might be a lot. And I didn't say complete 10 passes. I said throw 10. Is that pretty accurate? They seem to just run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah, they're a physical team. They run 3-back option stuff, a lot of quarterback run game.
Yep.
If you're nosy, they'll throw some verticals by you at times. They definitely want to control the flow of the game by running the football well, though. They're always one of the top 2 or 3 teams in America running the football statistically. So, you may give up rushing yards in the game. It doesn't mean you played bad. It's about getting stops. And they're really good. They started the year, lost their first game, but then week 2 beat Kansas State at Kansas State. This is a really well-coached, tough football team. They're always a handful playing. This will be the 4th time I've played them as a head coach. 1, 2 of them lost the conference championship game here last year against them. Man, they present a lot of challenges. They're a really good football team.
They brought in another quarterback last week. How do you prepare for 2 quarterbacks?
Yeah, they both run the offense
similarly
that they have, but they have different strengths and weaknesses. And so I think that's probably the unique thing you have to look at. It's just, what does one guy do that's maybe different versus the other guy, or what is one guy's strengths versus the other guy? And so I think that's they each present different challenges, but both are talented. Both can play at a high level, and you have to be ready for either.
Hey, Coach, I can say it. If Tulane takes care of business the next couple of weeks, it sets up a great top 25 nationally televised showdown at Memphis. How do you not think about that? How do you focus strictly Army, much less San Antonio or Memphis? And fans want to know, and maybe I want to know, so I can use the mentality to help my golf game when I got a good score going, instead of mental implosion that tends to happen on the course. One shot at a time, I guess, huh?
I'm sorry, I lost you there.
Yeah, Coach, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying, if you take care of business the next couple of weeks, it sets up a top 25 nationally televised showdown at Memphis. How do you not look ahead? How do you just focus on Army? How do you just, much less Texas, San Antonio, or Memphis? And I was saying, my golf game would like to know, because I usually have a mental implosion if I'm rolling around pretty nicely. Wow, I've had 6 pars in a row. You can put an 8 on the card the next hole. How do you keep it focused shot by shot, basically? Uh-oh. Hey, I think he's calling back, Mario. Yep. I think we lost the coach for a second. How do you take them one at a time, coach, and not look ahead?
Sorry, I just got back on with you. You said, how do you not look ahead?
Yeah, how do you take them one at a time? I mean, you take care of Army, Texas, San Antonio. You're 7-1, top 25 nationally televised game at Memphis. I was just making a golf analogy. When I'm playing golf well, I think like that, and I'll put an 8 on the card. How do you do it shot by shot?
I should maybe have my team, have you come talk to my team about what happens when you look ahead then. I think it's pretty easy that, our guys are aware that, man, you got to be in the moment, be present each and every week to have success. And like I said, winning's hard. It's not easy. And our guys, we can win any game we play. We can lose any game we play.
Yep.
We're capable of winning anytime we step on the field, or losing anytime we step on the field. And so we have to be really focused on what's right in front of us. And if not, we're going to get humbled. I think in this game's a humbling game, and you get, every week you get an opportunity to either advance and move up, or you get an opportunity to get exposed. And if you're not prepared and focused and play the right way, then you're going to be disappointed in the outcome.
Hey, Coach, 11 a.m. kickoff. Not a problem, right? You guys practice in the morning. No problem for this 11 a.m. kickoff, right?
Yeah, we're a morning practice team. I usually get a little bit more concerned with night games being a morning practice team. The morning games, 11 a.m. kick, I kind of like. I think it's fun. Wake up, have a quick bite to eat, bus, come play. And so morning games are fun. I always enjoy them. We got to be bright-eyed and ready to go.
Hey, Coach, last question. I honestly think a lot of New Orleanians in the metro area haven't driven by the Tulane campus in years. They also have no idea about Yeoman Stadium and that environment, how it is on game day. How do you let New Orleans know, and people in the metro, about that, and get them to come on campus and check out a game? It seems easier said than done, apparently.
Yeah, it's a great venue. The stadium size, about 30,000 seats. It's a very family-friendly environment.
Yep.
I've got 4 kids, and they all have a blast coming to every game. I think it's the highlight of my kids' week a lot of time. But it's a great place to watch a game. Great place for in-game environment. Great food, great concessions, and hopefully good football too. This team's played good football the last several years, and I like to tell our guys all the time, we're the city's college football team. That's who we are.
Yep.
And so, it's an easy venue to get to, and it's a really enjoyable place to watch a game.
Man, it's New Orleans' major college Division I football team at a relatively new 10-year-old outdoor stadium that's new and state-of-the-art. Yes, and the weather's going to be nice Saturday morning. No excuses. Hey, Coach, always a pleasure. I really enjoy our time. Thanks.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you having me on. Have a great day.
That's Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall joining us of the 32nd ranked Wave. Army, 11 a.m. at Yeoman in Uptown. You need to get out there, seriously. I don't know what people are waiting for. It's inexpensive. It's a lot of bang for the buck. It's a real college environment. Mario Brothers, I honestly think like when they hear like 25, 30,000, people are like, the Curtis Jesuit game had that many. You know what I mean? It's just like high school games are great. I'm not taking anything away from high school. If you think this is a high school environment, you're 110% wrong.
It's not the same. I do a ton of high school games, especially when
it's pure college.
Yeah, especially when Tulane is up like they are right now. It's a great atmosphere.
It really is. Get out there. I'll be there 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, checking out the Wave and Army. The weather's going to be nice, 70s. It's just tough to beat.
Fun drinking game if you're into that stuff. Every time they complete a pass, take a drink. Army.
They had a great drinking game that the kiddies were playing, Mario Brothers. They would actually listen to my program, and I don't honestly think they were really interested in the program.
Okay, I'm interested.
But when a caller would call in and I would say, let's go to Jimmy via the cellular device, they'd take a shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was like a drinking game at Loyola in Tulane.
Oh, cool. Did you catch on and get them drunk? Or?
No, I guess they did. Sometimes we get a bunch of calls, and I'd be saying cellular device a lot. One time I said it like, this is how I found out about it. Like some guy said, oh, you always say cellular device. And I was like, well, you wonder where the cellular device story came from? So they're pounding shots because I'm saying cellular device so much.
Yeah.
And that's how someone emailed me and said, like, we got hammered because of you.
Man, it's kind of cool. You inspired a drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It was 20 people on the Loyola Tulane campus about 3 years ago. Young's Dry Cleaning. I don't know if it's inspiring, but they've been around since 1940, 85 years of excellence. They take pride in what they do. Customers, clients with Young's have been with them for decades. My mom, like 50 years. I've been going to Young's for like 40 years. Young'sDryCleaning.com, truly a New Orleans institution. And don't forget about Young's Restoration Department. Anything fabric, material, or cloth could have water damage, mold, mildew damage, smoke damage. Don't throw it out. Old luggage that's been in the closet, maybe some mold damage, but it's expensive, high-end luggage. Let Young's Dry Cleaning Restoration Department take a crack at it. Drapes, fine linens, rugs, and runners. Free pickup and delivery. Yeah, they'll take down your drapes. They'll rehang them. They'll come get them. They'll bring them back. Take them down, rehang them. All you pay for is the cleaning, the restoration. Young'sDryCleaning.com. Young'sDryCleaning.com. Corey Johnson with you Wide Open Wednesday. We're rolling along. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Green Wave fans, if you're just joining us, you just missed out. Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall was with us. A little bit after 6 o'clock, you can check it out on YouTube. Corey Johnson, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. A little after 6 o'clock, you can check it out on Twitter. We usually crank up about 2 or 3 minutes after the hour. Jon Sumrall joined us about 19 after. So roughly 16 minutes into the feed on YouTube, 16 minutes into the feed on X. Right around 6 o'clock, you can check out, I don't know, a good 15 minutes with Jon Sumrall talking about all kind of stuff. 766-9480. Coming up in about 35 minutes in the 5 o'clock power hour, New Orleans councilman, former New Orleans mayoral candidate, Oliver Thomas will join us. And yeah, I'm going to ask him about what I called like a Saturday night meltdown, an emotional meltdown, then more logic and fact-based, brain, leading the way on Sunday. And then yesterday morning on WBOK, a comfortable spot, emotional again, blame game, us versus them, a system set up to get us. The other side's the devil, stuff like that. Anyway, Oliver Thomas will join us in the 5 o'clock power hour, right around 5:20. We'll discuss that and more, like Lincoln Beach, the latest and not so greatest. Scaling back this Lincoln Beach thing. How long have I been on the show talking about the new Lincoln Beach? For literally decades, I've been talking about Lincoln Beach closed since the early 60s, Pontchartrain Beach closed since the early 80s, decades and decades, generations, people born and dying, living like a pretty good life and dying, and these things sitting dormant, natural beaches that other cities would cut off their arm to have. We shut them down. It's insane. Insane. Well, for about 5 years now, literally 4 or 5 years, they've been talking about bringing back Lincoln Beach. And now they're talking about summer of 2028. The summer you'll be able to check it out is 2028. Just insane how slow, painfully slow. And that's their guesstimation. No, the latest and greatest, they scale it back. It's $15 million now instead of $25 million. It's a watered down version. It's not going to be as nice. We're going to just get the bridge built, open up the parking lot, and get the beach open. It's amazing how long it takes to open a beach that's already there. It's just mind-blowing. It's a beach. No, now they're scaling back what they want to do. No, it's like Six Flags. They've been talking about this for years and very little to no progress made, just like Six Flags. Friggin' painful, man, Lincoln Beach. Let's go already. Now, I'll talk to Oliver Thomas about that since it's in his district. Not necessary or a good thing in my mind. Not the best start, but I'm going to try to overlook it and be optimistic. Helena Moreno meeting with Mark Morial. Just a failure from the past. And I know that's harsh, especially for the black community when I say the Mark Morial administration, Mark Morial, a failure from the past. But is it not correct? I mean, sitting with like-minded friends and saying Mark Morial was a good mayor for New Orleans is one thing. Talking about it like outside of the barbershop to everybody and backing it up with facts. How was Mark Morial a good mayor for New Orleans? Seriously, 8 years. I don't know how the needle moved. Mitch Landrieu, you can be like, okay, the airport got built. I'm sure there's one or two other things maybe. I mean, it's just, I don't know how many mayors have been really successful. Like, boy, they turned New Orleans around. This free fall from the mid to early 80s has stopped. The hemorrhaging has stopped. We're moving forward now. College graduates are moving here. There's lots of opportunity economically. We're sort of mirroring Austin and Nashville as far as the economy and growth and a city moving forward. I don't see any mayor in my lifetime that's done that at all. At all. No, I know it's harsh, but I don't think Helena Moreno needs to meet with Mark Morial. Seriously. New Direction NOLA.com's the website. I'll fill you in on the mayor-elect's transition team. She's got 4 co-chairs. 4 co-chairs. Wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. Stick around, New Orleans. A lot more to come.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters. Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleanian. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Mario Brothers, I enjoy the greatest food value in the city of New Orleans, the metro area.
Okay.
I went to Shortstop's Po' Boy again. Through the drive-thru, I got the small roast beef, $6.42.
Wow.
That's just silly, huh? They're not an advertiser on the show. And there's a lot of folks that aren't advertisers on the show that I go to. Just happens to be the ones I do talk about, I go to also. And I just happen to talk about them. I'm not going to talk about someone that isn't great at what they do. The roast beef po' boy at Shortstop is one of the best in the city. And a small roast beef is $6.42. You can't get fast food for that.
No.
And and it's high quality we're talking about.
That's literally less than like a Whopper Baconator.
No, and it's a kick-ass Debris roast beef po' boy that's really tasty, and it's piping hot, and it's on Leidenheimer French bread. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can't beat that, man.
$6.42. That's crazy.
Cannot beat that.
Nope. I got a fried shrimp over the weekend at Domalice's. That's a great deal too. A small fried shrimp's like about 14 something, like $14 at Domalice's. I think that's a great deal. It's got a bunch of shrimp on it, and it's tasty as hell, and they're fried fresh and they're hot. Piping hot, just like the Shortstop roast beef. No, those are great deals. $6.42. That's just silly.
Yeah, in this economy, that's tough to beat, man.
Silly.
Tough to beat.
766-9480. Ian McNulty. I like this guy a lot. Times-Picayune. I've never really talked to him. I don't think I have. I might have tried to get him on the show one time. Maybe we spoke. I don't remember. But he does a really good job. He's been in New Orleans like 20 plus years. Food critic, Times-Picayune. I think does a really fair, objective job. He threw out his top 30 restaurants in New Orleans, 30 best New Orleans restaurants. Akamaya, Saffron, New Orleans, Yakuza, Cafe Degas, Mamu, Dr. Jones, Porgy's, N7, Liuz's by the Track, Mandina's, Mosca's, Brennan's, Emerald's, Restaurant August, Dookie Chase, Galatoire's, Willie Mays, Compere Lapin, Coquette, Jewel of the South, Palm and Pine, Tana on Metairie Road, Little Dizzy's, Brightson's, Clancy's, Le Petit Grocery, GW Finn's, Pesh, Station 6, Commander's Palace. Now, it's hard to build a house. Might be 1,000 different things. In this case, 30 restaurants, and probably 10 or 20 he wanted to put on his list, but he had to narrow it down to 30. So it's easy for me to come in and go, you didn't put these on there. But I would have put Bayona, Irene's, Gallagher's 527, Katie's, Lillette, Doris Metropolitan, Patois, Gabrielle, Trey Yen, and here's my one that some would consider blasphemy. Houston's on St. Charles Avenue. Kicks butt and takes names. It's expensive, but it's just damn good. There's not a bad thing on that menu. It's all super high quality, done right. So, yeah, sorry. Houston's goes on there. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I have that he didn't have. So if I had to remove 10 restaurants from his list to fit my 10 on it, I'd probably remove Mosca's. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, I mean, I like Mosca's. I mean, I just think Mosca's is a little overrated. I like it, though. I think it's fine. But I think the rosemary chicken rosemarino at Irene's is so much better than Mosca's chicken. They're like in a different category. Mosca's chicken's like, man, it's real good. It's garlic, olive oil, rosemary, and the chicken. The one at Irene's is more, I don't know, chef driven. It's just better. It's not even close. It's better with the new potatoes. I'm not knocking Mosca's. I like Mosca's. I just don't think it's top 30 restaurant. So I could knock Mosca's out and put Irene's in there in a second. I like Mandina's. I could put them in my top 30. The list I got has 18 restaurants. So I could easily add Mandina's. I could easily add, what else? Cafe Degas. I don't know about Brennan's or Emerald's or Restaurant August or Galatoire's. They're all, I mean, I have like Bayonne, Irene's, Lillet, Patois. They're all similar, but I could knock those off and bring in some of mine. I could knock off Brennan's, Emerald's, Cafe August, and Galatoire's. And probably Dookie Chase. I like Dookie Chase, but I would rather put like Gallagher's 527 in place of, Dookie Chase. And Galatoire's, August, Emerald's, Brennan's, I'd put Bayonne, Irene's, Lillet, and Gabrielle. Willie Mae's Scotch House, I could take them off and put in Trey Yen. Trey Yen's the best Chinese in the metro area, best in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida. I mean, got to go down to like Miami, you're going to pay $200 a plate. Not only is Trey Yen the best Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine, it's one of the best seafood restaurants in metro New Orleans. So yeah, Trey Yen would be on my list maybe instead of Willie Mae's Scotch House. And then some of these, like the newer ones, like they're pseudo-new, Compare Lapin and Coquette and Jewel of the South and Palm and Pine, Tan on Metairie Road. Haven't tried a bunch of these. Akamaya, Safranola, Yakuza, Mamu, N7, Porgies. My list would be Little Dizzy's, Brightson's, Clancy's, Le Petit Grocery, GW Finn, Pesh, Station 6, Commander's Palace, Bayonne, Irene's, Gallagher's 527, Katie's, Lillet, Doris Metropolitan, Patois, Gabrielle, Trey Yen, Houston's. Those last 10 weren't on McNulty's list. The first 10 I mentioned were. And then to round out another 10, yeah, I could go with Mandina's, Cafe Degas. I don't know. That's about 25. Be hard to get it to 30, but I guess I could do it. Anyway, those are all great restaurants. Ian, McNulty's 30. The 10 or so we agree on, and then maybe the extra dozen I've added. That's about 40, 45 really, really good dining experiences in Metro New Orleans. You can't go wrong. Got a lot coming your way in the 5 o'clock power hour. If you miss the 4 o'clock hour, Tulane fans, you miss Jon Sumrall. At 6 o'clock, you can check it out when we're done on our YouTube channel or on X. Follow us at Corey Johnson on Twitter, on X. 5 o'clock power hour. Oliver Thomas joins us in about 15 minutes. We'll talk about Saturday night, kind of the divisive comments at which was supposed to be his campaign concession speech, kind of coming around on Sunday, and then yesterday morning, kind of having another divisive sort of emotional meltdown on WBOK. We'll talk to Oliver Thomas about all of that. That's Blue Boys saying stick around. A blockbuster program this afternoon. Corey Johnson with you till 6.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
I'm the maestro, and this is the orchestra going at it. Actually, this is supposed to be AC/DC doing George Benson's On Broadway in the middle of a concert. It's on YouTube. This is supposed to be Angus Young just improvising listen. That's George Benson right there. And then this edit's terrible. It starts the song over again from the beginning instead of picking it up. You might have to rework that intro, Mario. Anyway, I'll have to come up with something local.
I got you. Thank you, son.
Anyway, the video's really good because the guy, I think it's some guitar aficionado who played this and somehow saw this AC/DC clip where it sort of matches in.
Oh,
The
nice.
drum beat looks like the drummer. The Angus Young looks like he's playing the guitar to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great video. And the riffs are really, really good. It's like a good version of George Benson's on Broadway. I was fooled into believing it was real. And then people are saying online that it's a fake. And now I'm like, I think it's a fake. I think it's a fake. But I got fooled, Mario Brothers. Fool me once, you on shame. Fool me, shame on second, you on third.
Shout out George W.
No, you remember the George W. one. Yeah, you got a little confused on that one. I was going to leave it alone. You had to throw George W. I like George W. Bush more and more all the time. I think he's one of the coolest cats in the world.
Same.
Pull up, go to YouTube, pull up George Bush commencement speech. And I think it should just pull up the one. I think maybe George Bush Yale commencement speech. This is gold. I mean, this is how cool this guy is. I mean, it's the former president. That's it. Number 2 right there. Click on that and play it. It's safe. You don't have to worry about monitoring that one. Yeah, boy. Anyway, no, this shows you how cool George W. Bush is. I mean, this is cool, I think. What do I know?
I haven't given a commencement speech since leaving office. You know, my decision is quite practical. So I got a phone call from my landlord, Gerald Turner. Rather than raising the rent or threatening to hold our security deposit, I was relieved to hear President Turner ask if I believed in free speech. I said, yeah. He said, perfect. Here's your chance to give one.
Wow.
Those of you who are graduating this afternoon with high honors, awards, and distinctions, I say well done. And as I like to tell the C students, you too can be president.
I mean, is that not the coolest thing in the world?
That's so funny.
You too can be president.
You know, when I was little, my mom used to get on me for getting C's in school.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted me to get A's and B's.
Of course.
And every time she
Of
did,
course.
I poured into this speech.
No, yeah, exactly. Look at old George Bush.
She hated George W. for a while there.
Oh, wow. No, he's a cool customer, I think.
No, he's a legend, dude.
Yeah, he's a legend. He really is.
My opinion.
Yep. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Yeah, you're right. Coming up in 10 minutes, Oliver Thomas joins us live on the program. New Orleans City Councilman who I think kind of had like an emotional meltdown. I'm going to say this to him. I think on Saturday night, like threw his concession speech away, went off the cuff and was sort of mad and upset and bitter and emotional. And it was divisive and said XYZ. I'll have the quotes. And then Sunday was more like Oliver Thomas, hey, let's, bring everyone together. Congratulations, Selena Moreno. And then yesterday morning on WBOK, Comfort Zone, back to Saturday night, kind of bitter and divisive. System set up to get me, us versus them. And we're the righteous people and the other side sort of the devil. That was sort of the implication. And the white guys have this plan to take over the city. They want to dilute things. Going to talk to Oliver Thomas about all that and more. Oliver Thomas, less than 10 minutes away in the 5 o'clock power hour on a wide open Wednesday. NewDirectionNOLA.com. That's Helena Moreno's transition website for anyone to go on board and check it out. NewDirectionNOLA.com. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno names 4 co-chairs to her transition team. Cedric Richmond, former congressman. Desiree Charbonnet, former judge who ran for mayor. Ryan Berger, real estate developer. And Emily Arata, former Mitch Landrieu administration person. I know Emily Arata personally and her husband. So I could recuse myself from commenting. I'm probably going to be a little biased. But, I mean, Cedric Richmond's a former congressman. Desiree Charbonnet's an attorney and former judge. I like Ryan Berger the most. I don't even know Ryan Berger. I just know the Berger family. They've done very, very well. They're real estate investors in New Orleans. I'm thinking like business community leading. The mayor, the city council, they're supposed to be like the concierge at the hotel or like the, manager at the restaurant that opens the door. Welcome to Charlie's Restaurant. Come on in. Let me get a table for you. Making sure everything's right. The business community is supposed to lead. The cities that are successful in America that do well, the business community leads and the politicians simply hold open the door and everyone wins. But here, it's, the politicians that win. The needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. Let's shut down the Mid-Barataria Diversion Project. We're only $600 million into it, and the $3 billion project is fully paid for. Let's abandon it with no replacement in mind. We're good at that kind of stuff. 766-9480. 766-9480. Not necessary or a good thing in my mind. Not the best start, but I'm going to try to overlook it. Helena Moreno meeting with Mark Morial. I know this is harsh, especially in the black community hearing this, but he's a failure from the past. Like I said, I know it's harsh, but is that not true? Like, would you go, boy, what a successful mayor Mark Morial was. The 8 years he was mayor, the city prospered. All those new businesses came in. College students were flocking here for the opportunity. Crime was waiting. I mean, come on. The best two things Mark Morial did, seriously. The feds, one was out of his control. The feds had a consent decree that they were paying for back then. And they're like, the next police chief's going to be the second guy in D.C. He helped turn around D.C. He knows about consent decrees. We're bringing in Richard Pennington. And Mark Morial said, fine. Mark Morial and his crew didn't sit down and figure out who's going to be the next chief. They wanted someone internally, someone that worked for the NOPD already. The Fed said, we got a consent decree. We're paying for it. Richard Pennington's coming down. And Morial swallowed that and said, okay. And then when the NBA was trying to potentially move the Charlotte Hornets to New Orleans, he got out of the way and let the business community lead. Bill Hines with Jones Walker, Jay Cicero with the Sports Foundation, Doug Thornton, who runs the Dome. Those people took the ball and ran with it. We gave a world-class presentation and hit one of the biggest long shots in the history of sports. Got the Pelicans to move from basketball crazy North Carolina to New Orleans. Those are the two best things Mark Morial did. His administration, one could argue, the most corrupt in New Orleans' modern history. So I just don't see the point why Helena Moreno, what does she gain by visiting with Mark Morial, like internally, like what's she going to learn from him about the transition that she couldn't learn from Mitch Landrieu or anybody? And, externally, like perception-wise, citywide, what does she gain there? I just don't understand this. This is what I didn't like about Mitch Landrieu. And I worry about with Helena Moreno. Instead of just going in, how do we solve this? Let's go and let the chips fall where they may. It's like, playing politics. I've got to pay back these people for supporting me. I need to get 2 Latinos, 3 black people, 4 females, a homosexual. It's just like, if you go get the best people, you'll have 2 black people, 4 Latinos, 2 homosexuals, whatever. You'll have whatever you're looking for. You'll have the gumbo automatically. It's 2025. You don't have to pay back people or play politics or any of that. Just do the job and don't have the distractions of all that baggage. I don't see the point in talking to Mark Morial, and it would be hard to convince me there's a positive involved in that. Especially 2 things. This early she just won Saturday night. It's Tuesday. And why is it known publicly? Why is that? Why did they choose to let that be known? Like it's, hey, this is good. This shows the black community. We're meeting with Mark Moria. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't necessarily like it, though. I think it's not good and it's unnecessary. But, it's Tuesday and the election was Saturday night. So I'm going to try to overlook it and move on. Speaking of the election Saturday night, Oliver Thomas joins us next. Stick around for that. Hey, how about dinner tonight at Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville? What's good on that menu? I don't know. In the last year, 15 months, I've had the prime New York strip sizzling in butter, the lamb chop sizzling in butter, the quail, the catfish amandine with Meunier sauce, the bacon-wrapped oysters or bacon-wrapped shrimp in the Meunier sauce. So good. The crab meat St. Francis, best crab meat appetizer on planet Earth. The gumbo, the turtle soup, the shish kebab with the green beans at lunch, the casserole, the mirliton, the endless.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Right. Corey Johnson back at you. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. New Orleans City Councilman, former mayoral candidate Oliver Thomas joins us on the program. What's happening, Oliver?
Man, Corey, I'm good, Pop. Like I say, man, if I was any better, I'd be you. But I'm doing good, buddy. Good to talk to you again.
Yep, always, man. You ready to get into it?
Man, let's get into it.
I'm just going to kind of make a statement question kind of thing, and I just want you to respond. I think Saturday night, I was saying the last few days since Monday, I was like, I think Oliver Thomas abandoned his concession speech and was kind of pissed off and a little upset.
How did I know you were going to start with that?
Well,
yeah.
And I thought a little bitter and maybe divisive and mad. And I'm just going to make a few quotes. I'm going to let you comment. This movement isn't just going to stop at this effort. Every resource, every system, every organization is at play. The devil don't want 99%. The devil wants 100%. And that to me seemed like you're no, go ahead.
Taking a little out of context, and the devil is really in the details. Not playing on. To be honest with you, maybe I can see how some people could take it one way, but I wasn't really calling people devils, and that was the bad thing about how some people tried to take it and use it. I was really talking about systems, right? And we're suspicious of systems. It's similar, and I don't want to say it's similar to what Trump said the other day about Democrats and aligning with the devil. I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was many of our systems today have been infiltrated, and they're not for people. Now, could I have maybe put it a different way or said it like that? Yeah, but that's not the way people are taking it out of context to say that I'm trying to divide people. That wasn't my intention.
No, I got you. I'm glad you cleared that up, because I took it like we're the righteous group, me and the people that were with me, my constituents, and Helena Moreno and these other folks are sort of sellouts that are like the devil.
No. It was more of me, and I should have broken it down. But if you listen to the first part of what I said, I gave congratulations, and I talked about, hey, the people have spoken. I should have talked more about all of us together have to be on guard in this country, in this community now, because things and systems don't seem to be going our way. But thank you for giving me a chance to clear that up. And look, hindsight is 2020, but I definitely wasn't calling, anyone or anyone community devils. But once again, the devil's in the details, and it should have been a little more detailed.
You just said the system's not going our way. Who's our?
I'm talking about all of us, man. If you look at what's happening with the working class people, if you look at the cost of living, if you look at, man, how everyday middle class American workers are taking home less. I think that's a statistical fact, and we both can use data to support that. And it seems to me in many cases when you talk about government and when you talk about systems, they seem to be doing better than we are. And maybe I could have explained it better like that, but that's what I meant.
Different forces lined up together to get this result. Every time they did a news story, every time they did an article, this was the result they wanted.
I should have said the media, but I didn't want to sound like too much like Trump, right? And what many conservatives are doing when they blame the media for everything. I had some incidents with the media, whether it was the paper or the television press, that purposely, and I was told by people who worked in the system, and I even had a lady who called the news station to talk about something and to give me credit, and I put her on the phone with one of the news directors, and she told them that their station disparaged me, Oliver Thomas. Now, maybe I should not have taken that so personal, but I had too many incidents that happened like that. The Times-Picayune Advocate would do an article on something that I did. They would quote other officials and leave me out. Now, was it a conspiracy? I tell people all the time, Corey, I used to not be a conspiracy theorist because I thought OJ did it, right? But I do know that in many cases, there's coordination around common interests, and maybe I should have broke it down a little better.
We're going to make sure that New Orleans is the New Orleans it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
It seems like there's a racial element there. And I'm going to real quick.
Yeah,
The city is too important for us to lose it, for us to watch it be diluted. You got that?
Correct.
That just seemed like definitely a race type thing, black, white.
No. I think if people want to take it like that, they would. I'm talking about our culture. I'm talking about that rhythm that makes this city what it is. The same way people talk about America, and the fact that we need to make sure that all Americans, man, and that we protect the institutions in this country. I'm not the only person who said that we're concerned that New Orleans will lose its flavor. We shouldn't. And anyone who would take issue with that, to me, especially if they know me, would know that we need to protect New Orleans and New Orleans culture and New Orleans flavor. And I will always agree with that. Maybe different words, maybe different analogy, but now protecting New Orleans and its flavor and our culture and our history is important to me.
No, I get that. Like in Austin and Nashville, a lot of the natives feel the city isn't what it was 20 years ago. We've lost whatever culture they claim they had.
In Santa Fe, New Mexico, what was the big fight, man, in the 80s and 90s? That East Coast and West Coast money were pushing people out of that Southwest town. And taking advantage. So, I think maybe we're kind of sensitive today in many cases. But I will say this now: when you talk about gentrified neighborhoods and working class people who create the culture, then we should be mindful of that too. The same way they were in Aspen and Snow Valley and many tourism places where working class people were pushed out or marginalized in those communities.
There's no doubt. But also, Oliver, it's like, wow, some white people or, black people, whoever, that have people with money want to invest on Claiborne or Broad or St. Claude. Yeah, I don't care what color you are. You welcome that. Yeah. But just getting back to the.
And I agree. Look, that capitalism is the American system. But also we have to be mindful that we're creating a city where people indigenous folk, Native Americans, people who've made this home, their home, no matter what their race, that they're not priced out.
No, I get all that. I think in New Orleans, with kind of a race-sensitive city, you have to throw all that out because my perception of everything you said was divisive, race-related, us versus them type stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, we can't survive like that. It has to be all of us together. And I think maybe this is a very sensitive time. There was a time when you could have discussions like that and people would not be so sensitive about it. And all I was doing was basically saying that I love this city, we love this city. And yes, I'm concerned about systems and I'm concerned about protecting our culture and I'm concerned about people whose intentions are not our intentions.
Oliver Thomas is with us on a Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you till 6. Oliver, just in my opinion, on Saturday night, I felt it was, like I said, emotional. You're kind of mad, pissed off. Bag the concession speech went on the attack a little. On Sunday, I think after a night's sleep, your comments were much more, congratulations to Helena Moreno. Let's, everybody work together. I'm for everybody. And then yesterday morning on WBOK, kind of a comfort zone. I have receipts, every reason.
About the press.
Yeah.
I was talking about, talking about the press.
Well, I mean, just do. It just, especially with it's on WBOK. It's Will Sutton was the host, I believe, who's pretty liberal from the Times pick. I think you have to make an extra effort to almost disclaim it. Hey, this isn't about race. It's about the have and have nots or something like that.
Absolutely. But the first thing I did was congratulate the winners, Moreno and all the other council members, all the people who won their seats. That was the first thing I did. But I guess the last thing I did made people forget the first stuff I did. That's the kind of society we live in.
No, you're right.
And all of us need to be more mindful.
No, I took the us versus them, injecting race element into it. I took the systems against me. People got together and came up with a plan to keep me down. And me and my constituents are righteous, and Helena Moreno and her constituents are the devil.
No.
That's how I took it.
That's ludicrous.
All right. And dilute the city wasn't about, it seemed like a mini Ray Nagin Chocolate City comment.
No, I would have said that if I thought that. But what are some of the great culture writers and journalists have said over the last 30 or 40 years? They're concerned about diluting the culture and protecting our cultural base.
No, I'm with you. I hear you. I thought race more than that. That's what I thought.
No.
So anyway.
Look, hindsight is always 20/20, and I can understand. And I'm gonna continue to work to make sure that all of us matter here. And when I say what the city deserves, this city deserves its best. And I also said that night that I want whoever's in office to succeed. Man, I got 3 children here. I got my grandchildren here, and I'm not going anywhere.
Now, this I thought was right on the money. The candidates, myself, the senator, and other candidates, none of us had what it took to break into that block white vote that was solidly behind her, or to stop a large part of the African-American community from coalescing around her campaign. She had the gumbo coalition, right?
That is, it was probably one of the most tactical and brilliant campaigns in a majority African-American city. And when they started this effort for her to be mayor several years ago, and it didn't just start during this campaign, it's an essay on how to break into other communities and maintain your block. And no one can dispute that. The one thing I do know is I understand politics and how to analyze politics. And folk can talk about me versus Royce versus everybody else. The way the vote went down, none of that mattered. Anybody who's celebrating finishing second versus finishing third and fourth didn't understand what happened. Is that the majority of people and enough of the people from different communities came together to say, we don't care about who you are. This is what we want. That's what happened.
How is what Helena did any different from what you did? Like before you ever said you were running, I noticed your social media went way up. You were out in the street shooting video when you were out in the street talking to citizens and things of that nature.
I think what they did was they went directly to people who could influence communities and develop relationships, whether they were paid consultants or whether they were people who just believed in the campaign.
In that politics?
And that's politics. That's why I said it the way I said it on WBOK. So anyone who wants to complain about who finished second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, or 11th, that really doesn't matter because all of us together couldn't beat the coalition she put together.
No, yeah, she had a gumbo coalition. That's pretty much it. Oliver Thomas is with us. What's next, Oliver? You're a councilman till January?
Yeah, I'm a councilman until January the 9th, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had offers to go back to radio or some form of media.
Yep.
Go back to the firm. I may go back to the firm. People forget I worked for an engineering and design firm for over 9 years. So may go back to that. Do some theater. Probably do a little writing, but mostly, man, I lost my oldest son years ago. I got a little Oliver. My son is 9 years old. Him and Willow and my daughter Lita and my grandkids, and I'm really known for spending time with them, especially me and little Ollie going everywhere. So I have a little more time to do that, as well as my mentoring and the stuff I do in the school system, volunteering with disadvantaged kids. Man, I'm gonna keep doing that.
Run for public office again? Never say never.
You never say never. Man, I learned that a long time ago, man. All of my nevers, 99% of them, I wound up doing something else.
Oliver, anything you would change in the campaign? One thing I was saying, I thought the approach, like, New Orleans East, lower Ninth Ward, the East, we've got to raise that up. This poor, lower, income Black community needs to be raised. I kind of thought that was sort of putting the cart in front of the horse. I thought if you would have been more like, I'm going to get with St. Tammany and Jefferson Parish once a quarter. I want to raise the tide, and then all ships, it'll automatically take care of the East.
I did that. Corey, I'm the only one. Corey, when you looked at the debates, for most of the people who analyze the polls for the debates, I won them. That's a fact. Across the board, institutional knowledge, subject matter, and laying out plans. I did that. I'm the only council member that ever had joint meetings with Jefferson Parish and talk about regional cooperation. I talked about that. But the brilliance of the Marino campaign, and if you could say divide and conquer or gumbo coalition, they put together blocks of the community and started working on them years ago. And she was able to maintain that base, maintain the outside attacks, and keep her coalition together. I think it's a study in how you walk into a community where you're ultimately a minority, but put together enough groups to hold them together to win an election. I think it's a case study.
I think the case study, Oliver, I'm going to take it a step further. I think this election, Jeff Landry's last governor's election, they're the last of what we've known our whole life. It's the last of those types of elections. The radio, television ads, the debates, the signs in front of people's homes. I think the next candidate for mayor and governor, and Helena Moreno could win because she's an incumbent. Jeff Landry could win because he's an incumbent. But I think it's going to be someone young, and it's going to be social media, savvy. That's going to get it done. It's going to be that's going to change the game.
But let me say this. Royce and Senator Duplessis and I were able to match her on social media. I had some social media posts that had over 100,000 views and people who said in. Social media didn't win the campaign.
No, not yet, but it's coming.
Yeah. And you're one of the few people who understand politics to compare it to Jeff Landry and Trump. Marino's campaign was similar in that it started long before the actual race, and in an effort to downplay or eliminate the opposition and claim victory. I don't know if it's going to be the last of that kind, but it was definitely modeled that. You're correct.
Hey, Oliver, on another note, Lincoln Beach, the latest and greatest, it just seems like a scaled back version. It's 15 million instead of 25. This is like 4 or 5, 6 years we've been talking about Lincoln Beach in this redo. Now they're talking about summer of 2028. It's just mind blowing how long it takes to open a beach that's already there.
Hey man, it's absolutely crazy to me. I've been fighting that battle, but it's absolutely taken this administration a long time to do too many things that shouldn't take that much time.
Any comments on Mayor Cantrell wants to bid out the French Quarter trash contract? She's like done in 85 days. Shouldn't she just kind of call it a day and let the next administration handle that?
Hey man, look. I guess she can exercise her power up until the last day.
Yep.
All I know is we're working. I went right back to work, man. Sunday. I got up, went to church, took my son to reward him for good grades. We went shopping for some stuff that he wanted. Then I've been at work every day since. We got work to do. As a former athlete, I was disappointed that I lost. I wasn't trying to run third or second.
Yep.
I was trying to win.
Sure.
Trying to win.
Yep.
I didn't. So I move on. But what I do think is unfortunate is that, we got to find a way so that people aren't hypersensitive about words that people didn't say. I never mentioned race and I never mentioned people, but we're in a time where I think we have to be mindful of what we say and how we say it, because it can be taken those ways.
That's how I took it. I took it race and divisive and all that.
Yeah.
Should Mayor LaToya Cantrell with like 85, 90 days award a major trash contract for the future, or just let this?
Look, man, I'm not going to tell her what to do. I'm focusing on this budget right now, and how do we deal with this Laurel and Hardy show about a budget that hopefully we won't pass a major deficit to the next administration. That wouldn't be fair to anyone. So that's going to be my continued focus.
I think one way is to get that pension from 3% a year to 1% like the feds. My brother works for the feds. If he works 20 years, he'll get 20% of his highest salary. In New Orleans, it's 3%. You work 33 years, you get 100% of your salary for life. It's just kind of crazy to me. I think that the pension fund to me, Oliver, is unsustainable. Stacey had a generation, a decade ago, tried to, lower that pension in New Orleans. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, let's not forget the Mitchell Andrew conversations on the pension fund and the fireman's pension and how all that went left and it wasn't dealt with. Can't leave that out now.
No. That was millions of dollars. That took years for the firemen. Right. I don't know if they've gotten their money or not. No, you're right.
Correct. So there's a whole lot at play moving forward that no administration needs to be saddled with some of the issues. Some people would say, be careful of what you wish for. Be careful.
No, you're right.
What you get.
Yep.
But the only way we're going to fix any of that stuff is to expand our economy, create a city where people want to stay, where they want to live, and where they want to move to, and diversify our opportunities for investments, man, as well as have better regional partnerships. And it can't be the state versus the city or the city versus the state. Got to be all of us together.
Yep. Working together. That's the only way. Hey, Oliver, any final words to the citizens of New Orleans after this mayoral race?
I think the final words are that let's not be so sensitive that we create divisions in our own minds and our own hearts that stops us from working together. New Orleans deserves our best, and New Orleans is worth it. And let's all work together to make sure that we get a New Orleans we love and deserve.
And thank you for joining me this afternoon. You said it right when I asked the first question. I knew you were going to lead off with that, or whatever you said, something like that. You're leading with that.
Yeah, hey man, but much respect for you. Unlike a lot of people, you will clarify an issue instead of casting dispersions and even further dividing us. It's one of the reasons why I've never mind talking to you or listening to you, because even in the toughest situations, you allow for clarity. And that's a credit to you as a human being, too.
Oliver Thomas, a pleasure, man. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
All right, Corey. Bless you, man.
Yeah, you're right. That's Oliver Thomas, New Orleans City Councilman, fresh off that mayor's race, joining us on the program on a wide open Wednesday. 766-9480 if you have a question or comment. 766-9480. In about 15 minutes, 6 o'clock, you can go to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, and check out today's program after the fact, the old podcast gimmick. About 15 minutes in, Jon Sumrall. That's right. Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall joined us in the 4 o'clock hour for a good 15 minutes. And of course, if you just missed that or caught the tail end, we just visited for about 20 minutes with Oliver Thomas talking about the mayoral race. And I told him, I was like, I thought that was kind of a meltdown on Saturday night, bagging the concession speech, and then kind of emotional, divisive. And Sunday, you were back to normal. Then yesterday on WBOK, back to the divisive stuff. And he was claiming it wasn't about race. It was about the haves and have-nots type of thing. And he said he could have said it better, all these kind of things. I'm not defending Oliver Thomas. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you a breakdown of what he said. And, it's like too experienced to make those comments when you know what you need to say. You need to say right off the bat, this isn't about race. These comments are about the haves and have-nots, because otherwise it will 110% be perceived as race. And I kind of think Oliver Thomas, as a politician, he knows what he's doing. And I think that it's like Royce Duplessis. I had him in studio, that TV commercial with the us versus them. Royce is one of us. They're trying to do this. I was like, boy, it's so divisive. And Royce was like, no, just talking about like haves and have not kind of thing. And it's like, well, I'm totally perceiving it as a black-white thing. So, and I'm not like some insensitive white person that's against black people or white pride. I don't give a crap I'm white. It's beyond my control. Being white, male, and heterosexual, nothing to do with any of that. So I'm not that kind of person. I think if you listen to the program, you know that. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm a pretty righteous person. I like people. I like the best people, black, white, Latino, Asian, gay, straight, male, female. I've had them all bosses, co-workers, whatever. I'm in radio and television. It's a friggin' gumbo coalition, you know? And anybody but me, the white guy, you know, the only thing my saving grace, wow, look how he spells Corey. That might have some cachet today. No, darker skin, female. I mean, Mario Brothers, forget your Latino. That's a nice edge sometimes, maybe today. And then you can still be a negative. You probably just break even on it. You know,
yeah.
You have enough people that are like, oh, I'm not hiring the Latino. Then you have enough people. I've got to be diverse and hire the Latino.
From both groups. From the
But
Latinos
if it's
too.
a blonde with big fake, you know what, you're not getting the gig, brother. You know? Anyway, no, I mean, I don't, come on. My gig before I got into it, my job, it was all white men. So I got no problem with the diversity. That's called progress. And we're in 2025. Best person wins. So yeah, I'm going to keep grinding. I don't care that it's against me, for me, whatever. I'm just going to keep going. You know, that's how you got to live life. No excuses, no BS. But no, I think I'm a pretty righteous person. And the perception I got from that, black and white people got that perception. Black and white people got that perception that from that Royce Duplessis TV spot. It was divisive. It was sneaky. It was kind of deviant. Like, well, we don't mean that. You ask me about it, I'm going to tell you it means the good stuff. But when you hear it, the perception is it's divisive, and race, driven. Anyway, Oliver Thomas, pretty interesting chat. No, I'll give Oliver Thomas this. He knew coming in what to get. There's a lot of people that don't want to come on the program. I mean, Blake Miguez, he's running for U.S. Senate against Bill Cassidy and just refuses to come on the program. Now, not even getting back in touch with me. In the beginning, I'm like tweeting, Blake, been trying to get you on the show. Your people aren't responding back. He's like, he direct messaged me. I'll come on. And then now he's just ignoring me because he's done some research and his people are like, this guy's liberal. That's what they're saying because he's hardcore right. He's got a commercial where he's shooting targets in the air with a gun, okay? It's like the liberal guy smoking the joint. How about some substance? I don't need to see you wearing your gun or shooting your gun. That's meaningless to me. I own a gun, and that's meaningless to me. I'll probably buy a few more. I'd love a Sig Sauer. I'd like a, what's the other gun I'd like to get? I don't know. I'll think of it in a second. No, it's just, that stuff's meaningless. Some liberal guy smoking a joint, meaningless. Give me the facts. No, but doesn't want to come on the show. His people are saying I'm liberal. No, I'm middle of the road. I'm going to ask fair questions.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Whoa, I said with all due respect.
What are you going to do for dinner? How about Katie's in Mid-City? How about sitting in the patio with this nice weather, low humidity, outdoor dining at Katie's in Mid-City? Expansive menu full of New Orleans specialties, lots of great local fresh seafood, as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville, corner Talamacus. Tonight for dinner, outdoor dining at Katie's in Mid-City. Yeah, you right, wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed Jon Sumrall, Tulane head football coach. A good 15 minutes with the coach. Lots of questions, lots of topics. Check it out in about 5 minutes, straight up 6 o'clock. You can go to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. About 15 minutes in, Jon Sumrall. Also, you can go to our YouTube channel about an hour and 15 minutes in. I just visited with Oliver Thomas for about 20 minutes. You can also check it out on X. Follow me on Twitter on X at Corey Johnson. Yes, Sumrall, always good. The guy's a flat-out winner. Oliver Thomas, primarily why we had him on, because of what I thought was sort of a meltdown on Saturday night after the election, kind of bitter, pissed off, divisive talk, us versus them. Sunday, kind of back down to earth, had a night's sleep, woke up, Sunday church, more reasonable, more logical, fact-based, congratulating the other side, let's work together. And then yesterday morning on WBOK, the Black AM station, kind of reverting back to Saturday night, a lot of us versus them. So wanted to have him on to talk about it. He was saying it was more like the haves versus have-nots. I thought it was clearly race-related. I think the perception is that for black and white people, not haves and have-nots, but black versus white. So brought him on to discuss that. You can check it out. You know, I'm going to ask him the tough questions. I'm not out to get him or attack him. Wasn't like, you know, attacking. And I'm not out to kiss anyone's rear end. You know, I'm not out to kiss anyone's rear end. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. We had a full slate besides Jon Sumrall and Oliver Thomas. NewDirectionNola.com. We told you about Mayor-elect Helena Moreno's website, NewDirectionNola.com. She announced 4 co-chairs to her transition team. Cedric Richmond, former congressman. Desiree Charbonnet, former judge, also ran for mayor. Ryan Berger, real estate investor, and Emily Arata, formerly with Mitch Landrieu's administration. Now, I don't think there was a need for this or a good reason for this. I think it's not good. To me, it makes no sense. Helena Moreno met with Mark Morial, former New Orleans mayor. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know this, is harsh, but he's a failure from the past. I know in the black community that's harsh. It's Mark Morial. But honestly, did the city move forward in those, 8 years of Mark Morial? Seriously. Was there a significant gain? Boy, we had the economy rolling. The city was booming. We had lots of companies coming here. We had lots of college graduates coming for the economic opportunity. I just don't see that. Hell, I don't see it with any mayor in my lifetime where you're like, it was a great mayor, more positive than negative, lots of, movement in a positive way. I mean, Mitch Landrieu might have been one of the better ones and got the airport built and, just a lot of political stuff. There wasn't a lot of companies moving here. It wasn't, Jeff Landry's going to South Korea. He's getting a $5 billion steel plant. Meta up in North Louisiana. I mean, like Jeff Landry or not, who can deny he's not moving the needle economically in Louisiana? Maybe we've never seen tens of billions of dollars in investment. I know of no mayor in my lifetime that was driving business to New Orleans. None. Not keeping up with the Joneses, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas. Are you kidding me? Not keeping up with Nashville or Austin. About to not keep up with Birmingham, Alabama. So no, you get pissed off because it's like, dude, Mark Morial, he's beloved in the black community. I get it. Not a lot of black leaders. Finally, black folks are, in the last 30, 40, 50 years getting a real chance. I get it. But Mark Morial's administration was one of the most corrupt in modern, history of the city. And I don't think Helena Moreno gains anything by talking to Mark Morial. She could learn transition stuff from so many different other sources. And then just the part that irks me a little bit is, besides, I don't get why you talk to Mark Morial, but it's out. It wasn't private. It wasn't a Zoom call when we met. It's we met, and I'm letting the public know, hey, New Orleans, I visited with Mark Morial. I think that was a good move. It's a positive, and I take it as a negative. Anyway, it's day 3. Got elected mayor on Saturday night. It's day 2.5. It's Tuesday.